what a first year, Mayor. First year, and
Almost next week will be 1 year. Yeah.
that's right. Next year,
Yeah.
next week
Next
will be
week.
1 week.
Yeah.
1 week from now. I mean, it's just like, to me, just being a Wailuku boy, it's incredible just to kind of hear different perspectives and like all the behind the scenes, because like what you're saying, no one's really doing it for credit and recognition and stuff like that. So it's actually pretty exciting to see that there is so many stuff. I remember coming the second day, I think the 10th, 9th or 10th. And I just remember seeing like everybody just doing their own, doing their own part and just making things happen. And I was just like, wow, like, but nobody talks about that.
Yeah, people were starting to arrive. We had lots of help
Yeah.
from our different counties.
Yeah.
Obviously, the governor and the lieutenant governor was the acting governor on that day, and governor cut his trip short from the East Coast, flew back to be on the ground. The senators, Senator Schatz, Senator Hirono, Congresswoman Tokuda, they've all come. Obviously, the President of the United States came. People from Congress, different congressional groups came over to see the devastation, and I guess to verify that we were in deep need and that they could justify FEMA and the EPA and some of the other federal agencies that came over, HUD, the Energy Secretary, those that came over could verify that, yeah, Maui is devastated, what's happened to them, and they could approve, the federal expenditures that we needed. So it was important, although it was uncomfortable to go back to Lahaina during the early days to see what had happened. But that was what helped convince others, whether they were state officials or federal officials, that we, in fact, qualified for the assistance we were requesting. And then we had lots of other cities and towns that went through similar, well, I shouldn't say similar, went through fires. Ours is considered one of the worst that have occurred, but they came with really good advice to avoid us reinventing the wheel. Saying, well, this is how you work with FEMA, this is how you work on this thing, this is what you need to look at. All our different departments and divisions all stepped up. We've formed an Office of Recovery, which obviously we are thanking the council for funding, so we can hire positions.
What is that? What is that?
So the Office of Recovery. So when someone goes through like something like this, FEMA recommends 6 areas that you focus on in your recovery. It's infrastructure, housing, community planning, health and wellness, natural and cultural resources, and economic recovery. So those 6 buckets, we're not reinventing this. This is the formula that FEMA recommends. So we, led by Josiah Nishita and Keanu Lauhi, both leaders in our administration, are heading up the Office of Recovery. And that Office of Recovery is focusing on those 6 areas. So we have 2 county personnel on each one of those, whether they're a director, a deputy director, or an executive assistant for me, 2 each assigned to each of those 6 buckets. I have a Lahaina advisory team made up of 6. Each of them are assigned to one of those buckets. So we get community input at least at that level. And it's not intended to replace a community meeting, but it's intended to give us quick, immediate feedback about the community's, their thoughts that are going on. The Hawaii Community Foundation, which is the organization that's been collecting the Maui Strong funds for us, and they've gone, over 150, 160 million dollars collected. Their organization, they're made up of about 70 or 80, the size of their organization, but they've dedicated many to our recovery. So they have a person assigned to each of those 6 buckets. And then we've hired consultants. In fact, we just did give out the contract earlier this week to a company called Tetra Tech. that will be helping us deal with our federal partners, giving us obviously consulting on each of those 6 buckets, helping us with that. We have so lots of, we're trying to do partnering, and again, focus on, I would say our main focus should be on mental health and then housing, kind of simultaneous. And again, the housing piece, getting the logistics of getting it, preparing land or hiring or trying to rent rental places are, it's happening simultaneous. And lots of meetings, lots of dealing with organizations, people, private, developers, contractors, people who have, good ideas that want to offer. Some want to just offer their expertise. Some want to offer their labor. They'll help build an accessory dwelling unit. Lots of folks who want to donate, and then those that want to contract with us and, make I guess, an agreement. So it's really deciding what our needs are and where we should be focusing our energy and our resources. And when I mean resources, our human capital as well as our financial capital. You have only so many hours in the day to take meetings and make decisions, who you move forward with. During these times, I have to tell you, Justin, you see the very best in people, and you can also see the worst in people. Some groups that will come here to take advantage of our citizens, or take advantage of someone who's experiencing a very difficult time. And I'm not picking on any industry. I'm just saying I feel as the leader of our community and our county, a big part of my job is not just helping to lead this, going through this catastrophe, right? This disaster. A big part is protecting our community. We talked about my background when we last spoke at your gym. Having been a prosecutor, a judge, AGs, head of public safety, I've had a career of protecting our community, and I chose that career, and that, or maybe that career chose me. I'm not sure, but I can say that same drive to protect our community is even greater now because we need it. And I don't want anyone to take advantage of our Lahaina or our Kula residents. I want our Lahaina people to hold on to their land, not sell their land. We got to help them as quick as possible to rebuild and get back on their properties where they want to be. So I feel a very strong commitment to protecting and not letting people come here and take advantage of our people, and stay committed to staying in the fight till we've completed the mission, and get people what they need. We're new at this. I'm not making any excuses. We're going to make mistakes, but not on purpose. And we're going to learn and get better. But I think what I've seen, sorry if I'm just rambling, but what I've seen is that when I was saying we've seen the best in people, is how our community has come together. Strangers, one-time strangers now being friends, people donating, volunteering, taking stuff from their cupboards and their closets and their pantries and bringing it to the hubs and to the drop-off points. People flying here to volunteer. People from churches. Samaritan's Purse has been just unbelievably God sent to our folks out in Lahaina. But so many groups who don't ask for recognition, don't ask for reimbursement, don't ask for anything at their own expense, come here. I guess, they feel satisfied. They feel good. They're helping somebody they don't even know. But even within the state, all the different counties, all the mayors, all 3 of the mayors, just unbelievable support, sending personnel from their county, whether it's police, fire. The National Guard sent people from around the state here. So just within our own state, each county, just checking on us, checking on our mental health and our mental well-being, how we're doing. So the moral support, the financial support, the physical, tangible, employee support. helping spell our fire department and all those folks, our firefighters. Yeah, tremendous. And the county's also suffered our ohana. 76 of our county employees lost their homes. So I mean, it's hit close to home. Yeah.